exact same reason as the first one, which hasn't even gone to a hearing yet. I have to be out of here by October 31st. I just got this yesterday. I only knew about this when I went and picked it up with my missing rent money, and I'm just wondering if this is even legal.
You received that one through registered mail yesterday?
No, I went and picked up a check they had for me at Home Life along with another envelope. The process here, what I'm seeing is they're just going to keep sending eviction notice after eviction notice until I move. That's what I'm starting to feel here, and this can't be legal.
Landlords take minutes to fill out, print, and serve eviction notices, but tenants take hours of time, effort, and stress to dispute them. And a tenant must dispute every single notice if they want to stay in their home. If they miss even a single one, their tenancy will end, even if there is no valid reason for the landlord to issue that notice. When tenants are evicted, simply having to move is not the only consequence. Tenants pay more rent for similar homes or pay the same amount of rent for poorer quality homes. Tenants are displaced from neighborhoods they know and love that are close to friends, family, and work. More than 30% of tenants earning under $50,000 become homeless after their landlords evict them. On the other side, landlords are motivated to evict to get around rent control. While landlords are limited to how much they can increase rent in a tenancy, there is no limit on how much they can increase rent between tenancies. This is why, despite annual rent increases being limited to around 2 to 4% each year based on inflation, the average rent in BC increased by 30% between 2016 and 2021.
What the tenants union really wants is vacancy control,
which would tie rent increases to units and not to tenants, so that just strips away the incentive for landlords to do illegal evictions. If they can't jack up the rent between tenants, then they're not going to try so hard to get rid of people.
How often do renters move in Canada? A January 2023 report found renter turnover rate. The percentage of renters who vacate their unit per year was at 30.5% in 2021, down from 15.5 in 2020. But it's so much higher here than anywhere else. When you say, oh, you move so much, there's something wrong. Canadian homeowners move every 7 years. It's actually 7 to 10. BC's still eviction capital of Canada. Most are through no fault of the tenant. Like the evictions, rent evictions have gone down, but they've got 10.5% and compared with only 5.9% nationally. That's how many people reported being evicted. BC's another world. Look at it, it's in the red. Over 85% were no fault evictions. And that's just what was reported.
But things are getting really out of hand. And we need some kind of resolution before Christmas, not at the end of February. That's no good. Like, we're having too much trouble. We can't do laundry. He prevents me from washing my car. He's woke me up when I've been sleeping and telling me that it's not time to sleep.
My dad's sleeping, don't go in there. No, my dad's sleeping, don't go in there. No, don't go in there, my dad's sleeping. I just asked you not to go in there. What are you doing? Get out of there.
I will inspection.
Doesn't matter, I just told you not to go in there, he's
I
sleeping.
gave you 5 days before notice.
Yeah, but I said you don't need to go in there, he's
This
sleeping.
is not sleeping time.
It doesn't matter, it's sleeping time whenever he wants.
Yes.
It's his house.
That was a stupid time for your dad to take a nap, don't you think?
I was in bed sleeping. My son told him, don't go in there because I'm sleeping, and he did anyways. It's not time to sleep. Okay, like, this is ridiculous.
If he believes that you're breaking some type of rule, then, he would need to issue you a warning letter, and then you need to serve you with a notice to end tenancy.
He's overstepping. Like, there's...
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Came out, there was some streaks I'd missed. I went and got a bucket of soap and water, came out, washed them off, turned the tap on again. He comes screaming out here, you've been using the hose for 2 hours.
That's wrong. And I told him, this is a civil matter. If he's not happy with you using the tap,
he can't kick us out because we've done nothing wrong.
I know, I'm not saying you have done anything right or wrong or anything, but it's a civil matter.
I would hope they would look at that.
If he's not happy,
we're
not here to take any party's side. At the end of the day,
I know, and I'm glad that's the case.
It's a civil matter, right? If you're not happy with how he does his business, go to tenancy board, make a complaint. I told him if he's not happy with you guys,
same thing.
He's allowed to give you eviction notice.
Just chopping the agreements we've had.
He can go ahead and give me eviction notice all day long. We've done nothing that's going to evict us.
Yeah, but again, at the end of the day, it's a civil matter.
It's 3 weeks since I've done laundry. I would like to do laundry.
I can't help you in that.
Well, do like
It's
the
a
other
tenant.
officers. Tell them to let them do laundry.
I am not gonna tell
the last
him.
time
It's
you
his
guys were
house.
here.
It's your guys' lease agreement.
No.
If he doesn't let you do something, you go to tenancy
Yeah, but
board.
that does no good because they just say,
Well, we don't have power.
I know you don't.
When serving Jay the dispute resolution package, he wouldn't come to the door, as we said earlier. During that time, we intentionally left the hose on in full view of his window, and he wouldn't budge. So many people say, tell him this rule here. It doesn't matter. He is exactly the same as an 8-bit NES enemy. He just goes back and forth and does the same thing every time. No fans, no heaters. Turn the lights off. I'm doing inspections. Throw your stuff in the garbage. I'm gonna touch this. Clean your toilet. Wake the dad up. This is not sleeping time. It's inspection time. Ravi Kahlon, BC's Minister of Housing, announced that for 2024, rent increases will be capped at 3.5%, which is below the inflation rate of 5.6%. This applies to any rent increases beginning January 1st. We want to ensure renters can afford a home. That's not a good start. And we also want to ensure, because they were literally 2% the year before that. And we also want to ensure landlords can make necessary repairs and maintain their rental properties so they can continue to provide rental housing for years to come. Kahlon said he knows that evictions still happen under false pretenses. We'll be examining other ways to cut down on unlawful evictions and strengthen the security of tenants, he said. Solving renter-landlord disputes faster and getting tougher on bad faith evictions is one of the initiatives in our Homes for People action plan. The water outside is the same water we use inside. I have text messages which I've sent you constantly where he talks about using too much water inside.
The tenancy agreement says that water is not included in the rent. Water does cost money. The landlord probably gets a bill every 3 or 4 months for the water usage. So maybe the landlord has some valid concerns here about the water.
Yes, but where you actually saw... It says I can't use water?
The tenancy agreement, it says what is included in the rent and water is not checked.
Well, if water is not included in the rent, does that mean he can suddenly charge us for using water in our house? Why is there not a utility bill included?
It would just depend on the agreement.
Also, the washing of the car. This was addressed last time, and you saying that that's not marked off in the boxes. However, if it's not marked in the boxes, okay, why does it say right underneath utilities included? Most landlords and tenants rarely have disputes. What? For the small minority who do, we're taking action. Today, I tabled legislation that will protect tenants from unfair evictions, promote better compliance, and improve British Columbia's rental system for everyone. This bill restricts rent increases when a tenant adds a child under 19 to their household, even if the tenancy agreement states rent will increase with new occupants. Nobody should have their rent increased just because they had a baby. This will put an end to that. The woman upstairs is moving out from the one-bedroom suite after failing to pay rent this month. I was wondering why, and then I realized the landlord didn't want her having her 2 boys over 3 and 4 days a week. I don't think you should be able to complain about extra people being there unless it's seriously jeopardizing your life. The rent still gets paid.
Give you 24-hour notice with the date, time, and purpose of entry. Okay, so if he does that, then great. He can come in, he can do his inspection once a month to do so. Right? As long as it's like a reasonable purpose of business.
Tomorrow, 6 p.m., I will inspection. I coming after 6:30 p.m. today. No inspection right now, just going to make dinner. I sent a message yesterday. We just had an inspection not long ago. I gave you notice 24 hours before. Today is not good day. Making food. When? Tomorrow 9 a.m.? Send me reply. Residential tenancy branch says you must give notice for inspection in person. Also, tenant can also refuse if tenant believes inspection is unreasonable. You read agreement each month inspection. I will check tomorrow 7 p.m. cleaning. Please rent. I will inspection and cleaning tomorrow 7:30 p.m. No check. I will check tomorrow 7:30 p.m. You already checked about 2 weeks ago. This message 1 week before. Tomorrow evening, check house. Please rent. I will check basement tomorrow 7 p.m. I am on door. I knocking door. You're no answer. I called you 2 times, but you're no answer. I'm busy. What time tomorrow? Tomorrow 7 p.m. I will check basement and cleaning. What is the reason? On agreement, once a month I will check. After reading residential tenancy branch information, you cannot continue to come inside and tell me to move my belongings. In the Residential Tenancy Act, it states tenants have a right to peace, quiet, and privacy in their homes. You read agreement. You did with me agreement. If you not follow the agreement, you can move. You are harassing me when you ask me to move my belongings. That is illegal. You are harassing me. You're not following agreement. I don't harassment you, but my right monthly inspection on agreement. I think you should get your son to deal with this. You're harassing me right now. I have told you the rules and you are continuing to not listen. You also told me to turn my TV off because of your electric bills. Those bills are not my responsibility. You also told me to turn my heater off. Warning notice. Wednesday, October 4th, afternoon furnace cleaner coming. You stay at home. Please rent. Tomorrow 6 p.m. I will inspection. I coming 6 p.m. No, not today. I am busy. What day? Tomorrow 6 p.m. inspection. How about every 3 months inspection? Nothing ever changes here anyway. On agreement each month and by law my rights. I will check mostly cleaning each month. Yes, but it would be easier every 3 months. Every month is too much. I will check tomorrow 6 p.m. Your house not good clean. You check my house each week, no problem me. What is the reason you need to inspect every month? It looks the same every time you come here. Tomorrow 5 p.m. inspection. Not ready for inspection. The house is the same every time you look at it. There is no point for inspection. When ready. This is my right. But why? What is the reason? It is a waste of my time. The house looks the same every time you come here. This is my right on agreement. You follow agreement. Yes, but it is pointless. You waste your time. You will not learn anything you do not already know. Don't message me. What are you looking for? Damage? I will check cleaning. Cleaning is the same as before. You already checked it. Tell me your son's number. I talked to him. Then we talk about inspection. Number. I said you no message me. Let me talk to your son about this. I explained to him better. That is my right. Why will you not tell me your son's number? Please send me rent. Your laundry time is 1 o'clock p.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. on Friday. It is fixed from now on. If you don't wash your clothes in time, then it will be next Friday, same time. It will be same every week. Notice for basement inspection and damage check and cleaning. I can no longer afford to text on cell phone because of bills. I can only communicate through email. Okay. Saturday, January 6th, 3:12 p.m. I am on door for inspection. I knocked door, no answer. I called you, no answer.
A reasonable purpose of visit.
What? Like what?
Like, what is a reasonable purpose of visit? Define that.
Well, it's not really super definable, right? I mean, there's a lot of different...
Well, then why'd you say that?
For example, if he's showing up every day, or like 4 or 5 times a week to do an inspection, do you believe that's reasonable?
Okay, well that's missing the point. That's missing the point.
Please, whatever I did, I'm sorry. Just go. I'm sorry.